Welcome to Taste of Messiah. Today's taste is called Hazienu and the Art Dealer. Just a reminder that Taste of Messiah is about little stories or scriptures or other connections which show how the Tanakh or Old Testament shows Yeshua as the Messiah of Israel. Many Jewish people still have not seen this, and yet every passing day more Jewish people are making the connections and finding their Jewish Messiah is Yeshua. Hazienu is the 53rd Torah reading, so it comes at the end of the Torah cycle during the beautiful fall feast of Sukkot, or the Moeds, you could say. It starts out about the Song of Moses, which is an indictment of the Israelites' sins, a prophecy of their punishment, and a promise of God's ultimate redemption of them. The portion begins with Deuteronomy 32:1. Give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. For this verse, it is very easy to see the reader is supposed to listen and hear something very important. Now we happen to be in Israel at the timing of this portion of this particular year. We were in an art shop in Jerusalem which sold a beautiful metal art pictures. The shopkeeper was a young married Jewish man. He was Orthodox, as it was easy to know simply by his clothes and his kippah, or the little head covering he wore. He had some Orthodox Torah commentary pages on the counter for anyone to take complimentary. Not dressed like a Jewish person myself, and not looking Jewish, I asked him if he was familiar with what the commentary wrote about this time. He looked at me in sort of an astonished way and said of course he knew what the commentary was about. After all, he was Orthodox Jewish. So I asked him if he was familiar with the verse from Hazienu, Deuteronomy 32:21. They have provoked me to jealousy by what is not God. They have moved me to anger by their foolish idols. But I will provoke them to jealousy by those who are not a nation. I will move them to anger by a foolish nation. We actually also find this in the book of Romans from Paul, talking about how the Jewish people would be brought to jealousy by, of course, the Christians who would know their Messiah before even many of the Jews did. He didn't answer me, but listened as I explained that I was sure he knew that God was saying to Israel they had provoked him to anger due to their disobedience, and he would bring judgment on them, but in the last days he would show them mercy by first bringing them to jealousy from a people who were not Israel. At that point, I stuck out my hand and said to this young man, I am one of those foolish people here to bring you to this godly jealousy. For you see, I have found the Messiah of Israel, and he is Yeshua. I kindly changed the subject and went back to speaking about the beautiful artwork in his shop. But the seeds had been planted. Do you know Yeshua as the Messiah and the Lord? I hope you do.